This is Circular Quay. So now we are looking at the cruise ship, the Pacific Adventure. That's the cruise ship. A lot of cruise ships come here to anchor. They move around Australia, New Zealand, and many islands around. So a lot of people who are on holiday, they always use the cruise ships to move around. So you can see the cruise ship there, and at the background on the other side, that's the bridge. So now I am here today. I'm going to the Opera House. That's where I'm going. I'm going now to the Opera House. I booked yesterday, so that's where I'm going now. So stay tuned. Yeah, that's the cruise ship over there. Very, very, very beautiful. Thing is so huge, man. Oh, yeah, today it's a very, very nice. It's not very cold day, but very, very nice and cloudy. Not very cold. Just cool, a little bit cool and cloudy. Very, very nice weather. Very nice weather today. So that's how it is over there. That's the cruise ship. Very, very nice one. So I'm lucky to come here and find a cruise ship like this one. This is the overseas passenger overseas terminal. That's where it is waiting there or anchored there. That's the overseas international overseas terminal. In fact, it is called it's the overseas terminal. That's what it is called. With the Harbour Bridge at the background. The bridge looks very majestic over there. So all this area is Circular Quay. Circular Quay area. Very nice area. Circular Quay area. So there's a lot of things that happen around here. Every now and then there are cruise ships that come and go. So like this one, maybe it's moving around some islands around Australia, and then it comes and anchors here. So it is anchored. So the passengers who are in that cruise ship, so most of them, they are roaming around. They get out of the cruise ship. Some of them are destined to this place. Some of them just leave their things inside the cruise ship and then move around to tour these areas. Some of them, I think I will be with them at the Opera House, towing around. They'll be towing from there. They go back to the cruise ship and then continue moving around. That's what they do. So that's the Harbour Bridge over there, and the cruise ship, the huge cruise ship over there. Oh, very nice. It's huge. That's the bridge over there. That's the bridge. It's so huge, man. And the cruise ship, very nice area around here. And then these ferries are going to Parramatta and many other areas. So this is the Opera House. So I'm now waiting for the tour operator, the guide, who will take me around. So mine is about 9:30, so I'll wait around here. This is how the city looks like from Opera House. Looks so beautiful, and the Sydney Harbour also looks so beautiful. so beautiful, you know. So I'll wait here. What's the time now? The time now is 15:15, about 15 minutes to go. Then I was told to just wait around here. So I'll wait around here before the tour of guide comes. So we're following the tour guide.
Once again, folks, welcome to the Sydney Opera House. My name's Alan. If you enjoy the tour, if you don't enjoy the tour, then my name's Max. So I brought you all out here just to have a quick look at the western profile of the building. There are a total of 10 sails altogether in the entire Sydney Opera House complex. We can't see them all from here, but we can start to see two sails that belong to the Benelong restaurant, which sits on the southern end of the concert hall. This is the concert hall here, and the largest set of sails. One south-facing sail, and this one here, the largest sail on site, the first of 3 north-facing sails. Do you all know Jackie Chan, Mr. Hollywood Action? He does his own stunts, and he made a movie here a few years ago, and I was standing here with about 2,000 people watching the film shoot, and we abseiled right down the side of that sail. And in the movie, it's called Bleeding Steel. He lands on a yellow umbrella down there somewhere. Well, there's never been a yellow umbrella there since I've been at the Opera House, but it was the movies. Okay, what we can't see yet are another set of 4 sails. Across on the other side of the concert hall, we'll see them as the tour unfolds. They belong to the Opera and Ballet Theatre, which is now called the Joan Sutherland Theatre. We'll get into that a little bit later on. So we're standing on this piece of land called Benelong Point. Benelong Point. But the original inhabitants of the site, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, they called it Tubagali, and we're very proud to acknowledge elders past and present. So what you see before you was the brainchild of a then 37-year-old Danish architect called Jørn Utzon, who won a design competition for the building before us. It was opened on the 20th of October 1973 by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. So we're going to go inside. We'll go in through this little side door here. I want you to look at the doors and windows along here. They've only been there since 2006. Prior to 2006, the whole wall jumped like this. If you go over there to some of those souvenir shops, you'll probably find old postcards that just show the whole wall along here. So they've opened it up to bring the westerly harbour into this department. So be careful, it's a little bit slippery underfoot. Just take it home. Should open. If they don't, I've got a magic card, so I'll come up and open them for you. So just inside.
We're going inside. Not.
Open sesame.
Very beautiful place.
So we've just entered the western foyer. Underneath the concert hall, of course, we're starting to get the geography of the building right, and we've just passed the first of three theatres. This is the Playhouse. The show that they're setting up for is this show here, Pride and Prejudice. It starts tomorrow, and it's a reading with Melbourne Town playing the piano, Madeline Easton playing the violin, and Nadine Garner, who is quite a well-known Australian actor. She will be reading the story. It's a very immersive production and a new production that will play for about a week here in the Playhouse. Moving a little way along, Sunset Boulevard will be opening at the end of the month. That's in the Joan Sutherland Theatre with Sarah Brightman as his lead role. This is the studio, and there's a creative activity event taking place inside the studio today. So I'm going to take you inside the drama theatre. Now the drama theatre was the only theatre in the original plan designed to be on this level. The other two theatres, the studio and the Playhouse, were an afterthought.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. I should add no photos inside.
Oh, wow.
They're huge.
Oh, they are, yeah.
More to see. This is the northern part of the Opera House. Very beautiful. It's huge. That's the other part, the eastern part.
The big trucks used to come around the outside. Since 2012, there's a huge underground delivery dock, about 6 stories beneath the ground level, and all of the deliveries come in and out of that delivery dock on a daily basis. About 55 trucks a day. It's a bit like an airport. You have to book a slot. And if you miss your slot, you've probably got to circle round and round and round until another slot becomes available. We're going to go all the way up to the top here. First person, if you'd be kind enough to unhook the red curtain for me. When you get to the top, I want you to check out the reflection of the harbour in the glass. It really captures the harbour magnificently.
Going up the steps.
That's Admiralty House. That's our Governor General's Sydney residence. The Prime Minister has a residence over there. We can't see it. It's behind the tall pine tree. That's called Kirribilli House. We're all locked out, guys. We can't get in. Wet weather and these locks don't get on well.
Sydney Harbour.
How would you like to spend the next hour out?
You can't open up this wall. Finally opened the other side. So it looks like
It's not
outside.
bad to view, is it?
Very, very
I come here
beautiful.
every day. It's terrible, isn't it? Yeah. I come from Manly on the ferry too.
Oh, wow, you've
Yeah.
got it
So I
all.
probably sit there and look at my phone when all this
Yeah,
music is
that's-
going past me. Yeah. Terrible.
Men's toilets. Toilets in here?
Yeah, there's a mouse toilet.
Okay, thank you.
You'll notice the glass has a bronze tint. You probably pick it up if you look over Northern Foyer on the concert hall just there. And it's actually two pieces of glass laminated together. The inside sheet has the bronze tint, the outside is clear. If you had two pieces of clear glass laminated together, it would take on a greenish tinge. And the architect didn't want that. That's why they've gone with the bronze inside and the clear on the outside. So we're going to go and have a look inside the Joan Sutherland Theatre. They look a bit darker than I thought I was monitored before, but we'll see what there is to see. Let's sit in seat ST2. ST can go in B as well if you like.
Can we take pictures in here?
I'll just go and lock the doors. So welcome to the Joan Sutherland. Joan Sutherland is a very famous Australian opera singer at the latter part of the 20th century. She sang in all great opera houses of the world, and on this stage countless times. The 1975 So has anyone been to the opera here in this theatre? Is anyone going? Così fan tutti's on tonight. Beautiful Mozart music. It's a bit of a silly story, but the music is just sublime. So, welcome to the Joan Sutherland Theatre. Hey, we all know what a proscenium arch theatre is now, don't we, after the last theatre? So that's that frame that you see around the stage. This is a lyric theatre. Lyric theatre just means a theatre for the voice. And if you look at the ceiling, probably you guys in the back can't really see it, but it's a wooden ceiling. It's been painted black because they don't want you looking up there, they want you looking there. But it sort of looks a little bit, resembles the inside of the human mouth to help the sound penetrate the entire auditorium. So, of course, no carpets. No carpets anywhere, too much sound absorption. That's why you've got all of these wooden floors, walls to reflect the sound, because with opera, I'm going to turn the lights up if you're wondering, although I look better in the dark. I do full light. Maybe the man's up there adjusting the lights anyway, but I'll see. So with opera, they don't use microphones. Every sound that's produced is produced acoustically. So for that reason, a singer will need 48 hours off after each performance to rest their voice. Hence, they put on a different opera each night to accommodate that necessity. So last night, I think it was Tosca, and tonight it will be Così fan tutti. And that set that you can see at the back of the stage is in the opening scene. It's a gentleman's club, and it's sort of, that's the library in the gentleman's club. Because Così fan tutti, it's kind of like a bet that two guys who are in the army have a bet with another fella that if they pretend to go away, their wives will remain faithful and true to them. So they go away pretending that they were required for military service, but they come back dressed up as Albanians. I guess that was exotic back in those days when it was written, and they try and woo their wives. And that's how the story unfolds. As I said, some beautiful music, but how on earth, I mean, when I say silly, how silly would the woman be if she didn't recognise her husband in a pretty tricked up disguise? I mean, please. Yeah, anyway, it's Mozart, and it was that time. Okay, so when an opera is performed, as I said, no microphones, but there are microphones in the orchestra pit. It's called a Wagnerian pit because it sits underneath the stage. It will seat up to 70 musicians. Only 1/3 of it comes out. We can't even see the back of the pit from where we are here, even if we sort of stand on our heads to have a little look. They have what they call spatial microphones beside each group of instruments to broadcast the sound into the auditorium to give it a much brighter sound rather than sound coming out of a small aperture like that and sounding a little bit boxy, a little bit like it's been closed in. Now, what's that scenery doing at the very back of the stage? Look closely at the floor there. Notice how the stage goes narrower, and you'll see a white line that's sort of doesn't go all the way across, but just behind that white line is the line of a giant elevator platform. So that has come up from the ground floor of the building on an elevator platform. So when that elevator is in the down position, it's the whole width of that back section there, it leaves a big gaping hole with about a 4-story drop. So a fence will automatically deploy to stop anyone from accidentally falling over the side. So all of the scenery is all stored down below in that scenery dock, and the stage hands, we call them mechanists, will come in and start setting up probably about, I'm guessing about 3 o'clock this afternoon for a 7 o'clock curtain. So tonight the opera starts at 7 o'clock. Now, it will be sung in Italian, and that screen up there is where the English language translation of the words that are being sung appear as well. The people who are sitting there, you've got a screen just above you, but if you're in about the first 6 rows, you have to book a chiropractic appointment for the next morning, because you'll be doing this all the way through the opera. But it helps you really follow the story much more magnificently. You'll see other little screens around the auditorium as well. So the performers also come from underneath the stage, so the dressing rooms, you can see the angled fluoro lights under the rails, and so all the stars' dressing rooms are on this side, and they have a beautiful harbour view. And the chorus, they all sit virtually underneath these seats here. There's two big dressing rooms, one for men, one for women, and they've got about 30 different mirrors all around, just like you see in the movies, you know, with everyone at a different window. This is also a mirror, I should say. This is also the home of the Australian Ballet. They're in Melbourne performing their winter season. They will come back in October, November to perform their spring season. The other thing is right above me. Where is it? Oh, right above me here. There's a television monitor facing the stage, but you can see other television monitors in front of the boxes. Just see them there? There's 2 over here as well. And so they focus on the conductor. We can't quite see the conductor's podium. It's at the front of the pit, just below that first row there. So when the singers are singing, they can look anywhere into the auditorium and in the wings, because there's monitors in the wings as well, and pick up the instruction from the conductor, which is very important. You have to see the conductor at all times during a performance. Any questions? A lot of information there. Yes?
Is that considered underwater level?
No, we're above water, and the ground floor where the scenery dock is, which is about 4 stories underneath there, is the same level as where we were in the western foyer when we first went inside. So it's on that level there. That's kind of like ground level.
Right.
Okay. The delivery dock is about 5 or 6 stories under that, and that's well and truly underwater. And they had to put in huge piers when they dug the cavity because it's massive, to stop it from floating out of the water. You know how you have an earthquake, you often hear about backyard swimming pools popping up out of the ground. Yeah. So we had that same thing, because it's well and truly underwater. They had to pin the whole area down, because it's waterproof, to stop it from popping out of the water. Too much information. You should already ask that question. Yes?
How many seats?
How many seats? 1,507, 1507.
Do you manage, is that production that
There's a whole different seating system up here, and also the boxes. They don't use the boxes at the top. You can't see anything from up there. And even if you're in the front box here, you don't see a lot. You see a little bit of the stage, but you know, it's usually where students go, or someone, if it's a popular opera, that might be the last seat sold or the cheapest seat. Yeah.
Have you managed to fill the whole theatre?
Generally, yes. Yeah, depending on which opera it is. Yeah, depending on which opera it is. Some operas are more popular than others. They've been doing Così fan tutte, Tosca, Hamlet. It's a new production of Hamlet sung in English. The same one that wowed them, Glyndebourne in 2021. That's a big opera festival in the United Kingdom. Yeah, let's go out this way here. We'll go through these doors here. Just watch the stairs. And when you go out here, there's some little notches on the ground. Don't trip over them.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Yeah, it's the same idea. Exactly the same idea. But they can sign the opera ballet here. When we were talking about precasting before, there's a better example down here when we get to the southern, south-facing sail. I want you to look at those ribs above your head. And the question was everything precast on site? And yes, these were. And you can see the sides of the above our head. Hello? Okay, have a look at the ribs above your head. Okay, this is the south-facing sail, and you can see where they join. The notches, that is where the joins are. Each one of those components, there's 2,164 of them holding up the 10 sails of the Sydney Opera House. Each component there weighs 10 tonnes. A fully grown African elephant weighs 5 tonnes, so imagine in weight 2 elephants in each one of those single rib components from notch to notch. An awful lot of weight holding up the 10 sails of the Sydney Opera House. Let's hope we don't sink into Sydney Harbour. So when you think of this Sydney Opera House, what colour is it?
Different colors.
Have a look at the colour. You've got the matte cream colour or beige colour, and then the lighter colour is an off-white, sort of a greyish tone, but it's shiny. And it's not only shiny, but it has a funky surface. Have a feel of the shiny front with that funky surface. That funky deliberate design.
Very nice.
out of the kilns, they put another ceramic slick on them, put them back in and gave them another bake. So they're actually self-cleaning tiles. And that was a deliberate, again, a deliberate design intention. Mind you, with all of us standing here touching these tiles every day, there'll be a build-up of body fats or whatever on them that probably need to be cleaned a little bit more than just a rain shower. Did you all have a feel of the bumpy tile?
Yeah.
They put a mix called chamot in the clay. Chamot is alumina and silica. Now, have a look. See the tiles here? You can see they sort of take on a mother of pearl luster. So when it rains, of course, the water cascades down the sides of the sail, goes through these gaps in the podium base where it's taken off into stormwater. Under here, there's also piping, wiring, aerials, communications equipment, and probably the odd iPhone and stiletto here. Let's go inside the concert hall. Be careful of the glass here, folks. Don't bump your head first. So this is where the 400 kids are rehearsing. And can you imagine the logistics of organising 400 kids on and off the stage? So go round to the right here, and you'll be just under the Jackie Chan cell. Don't you jump out for house, I call it the Jackie Chan cell. They wouldn't be those. But we're underneath it, so on the other side. We're going to go upstairs.
Very beautiful. But the wood on the seats in the concert hall is the same as the wood in the ceiling. And that's an Australian white birch fly, so we've talked about that just before. Now, settle with that. Let's see what the kids are up to. I'll come back close. I'll just secreted some, I think they're probably down there on the purple cover. It's just orchestra on stage and then talking to. So please no photos, and we're just making, it's a rehearsal, so even if we don't clap. And go, please. Yep. Yes, the question was, were they seats behind the stage? And the answer is yes. If you have a big choir, the choir sit on the actual, I noticed that they had about 3 rows of seats just on the stage itself, but up behind there,
there's about 6 rows of seats for a choir, and then audience seats up behind that. Yes, you can buy seats there for a symphony concert or something like that, because the sound's coming out the other way. But if you're watching a conductor, a great conductor, it's really interesting watching what he or she does with their orchestra. Now, about 3 months ago, they did a concert, a one-off concert of Carl Jenkins' Mass for Peace. It was written in 2000, the year 2000. It's a beautiful piece of music. And they had a choir of 1,000 voices. So all of the boxes were taken. There was nearly as many people in the choir as there were in the audience. So that was a long weekend in June, so a Monday public holiday. And so these people came from all over Australia, and in their own village hall they learnt the piece of music. They came to Sydney for the long weekend. They rehearsed all day Saturday and Sunday morning, and then they did the performance on Sunday afternoon. Absolutely amazing to hear that many people singing this utterly beautiful piece of music. Get a chance to listen to it. It really is an enchanting piece of music. The name in itself. Just to go for now. You can't say you don't get your money. Sorry, I hope I haven't made anyone late for anything. But I promised you that I would tell you about Utsen getting reunited with the building. So we fast forward to 1999, new government, new generation of Australians, people who've forgotten the bitterness that you asked me about, the bitterness why Utsen left. He went over budget and over time, and they decided to approach Utsen in Denmark and invite him to get reconnected with the building. Now he agreed, but he didn't come out to Australia himself. He sent his son, Jan, Jan Utsen, so father was Jørn, son was Jan. Jan went to high school here in Sydney when his dad first came and worked on the building, became an architect, came out to Sydney, took photos of all of the details of the building, which he then took back to Denmark, and father and son sat down together and wrote a very comprehensive set of design principles on which future change can take place here and still remain within the original architect's vision for the site. The whole site here was World Heritage listed by UNESCO in 2007, and sadly Utsen died in 2008. So I only had 1 year of celebrity having a building World Heritage listed in your lifetime. You usually have to die first anyway. So that is our story of the Sydney Opera House. We continue to make several changes along the lines of what Utsen's specification is to bring the building up to the needs of the people of 2024 and beyond. So you might have just guessed that I really love this building. So I hope I've imparted some of that passion to you all. Maybe you'll get a chance to see something here. That's why I never took the tickets off you. You can do a bit of wheeling and dealing at the box office for some of the shows, and it's just along the side where we'll collect the headphone. Time to say goodbye. Don't you wish you'd written that song? I'll turn on the escalators here, and I can see a rack down there. We'll pop the headphones in the rack in reverse order. Whatever you do, have a lovely time in my hometown, and stay warm and stay dry. Thank you.
Thank you. So that's the end of this tour of the Opera House. Just taking photos of the history of the architects. This one is for Peter Hall, and then of the Arab, that's his story there, and then the original architect John Uzon. And then this one, that is a bold statement about this area. Yeah, so that's what it is. I'll just take a glimpse of how this area looks like from this other end. This is a beautiful, very, very, very beautiful area. Amazing. I didn't know that it looks so beautiful. This is how it looks like. So we just finished the tour. It's very, very beautiful, man. Very, very beautiful. Amazingly beautiful. So we are done now. So stay tuned. Sydney trains.
For your safety, please remain.
Yeah, this is my train. This is my train going to Cambridge. This is the one that I'm gonna take. This is my train. This is my train. This is my train. My train.
This station is Central. This train will stop at Strathfield.